Hello, my comrades. Today in the anatomy series, I am going to talk about abs, the abdominals, the six pack, the eight pack, the muscles that people usually get into lifting for, other than biceps, because they want to get the gas. I'm not gonna show you my abs today because it's indecent, guys. Come on, please. It's indecent. Also, I don't have them like that. Okay, I said it. Chill out. And society accept me. Anyways, the abs are a muscle group below your rib cage in your abdominal cavity. Hence, they are called the abdominals. What their main function is to keep the spine stable by not letting it bend backwards. And usually, another function of them as a result is the flexion of the spine. So when you give weight to your spine such that your spine is bending backward, abs will keep it stable. But also by it can flex so as to keep it even better because like it will strengthen that part of it. So that is the function of abs over here. And there is also something called as obliques, which go from like the side into your waist, like there's that V cut that comes in like some people, like Brad Pitt. Have you seen that? That is those abs, man. Ah, yeah. So those abs, like the obliques that come. How do you train them? You train them basically by twisting because their function is basically to keep you stable when your body twists. It's to not break off your body like that. That is why the obliques are there. So how do you train these? You twist your body. That is how you train your obliques. You twist your body. Okay. We'll discuss that a little bit later. So how do you train your abs overall? You must have heard about the very famous exercise, the crunch. So what is the crunch is basically, this is your body, this is your hips from your down and this is your like, torso. What you do is here are your abs and you now crunch your body like that so that your abs are flexed. Okay, and like oh flexion and then you release it and then you get like this pump. So that is what basic fundamental of a crunch is. Another exercise to complement that, please remember my words, is a hanging leg raise. So what in a hanging leg raise you do is you basically hang on a bar, okay, and then you take your legs to your torso, and so when you do that, again your abs are because your abs are still getting flexed, right? Your abs are connected from your rib cage to your hips. So if you do torso down or if you do legs up, abs are still getting trained. The only difference is the upper abs get trained better when you do a crunch, and the lower abs get trained better when you do a hanging leg raise. Usually people combine those two to get like an overall development of the abs. Another very famous exercise is the plank. So plank is basically imagine if a human being was a plank. That is the exercise. What it basically does is if you're like bent, like if you're standing like if you're holding a position like this, where this is your body, this is your hands, this is your legs. Please, I am a very good illustrator. So in this position, what's happening is your back is very prone to just like sag and like fall down. And so your abs have to work over time to keep that position like straight. And that is what like trains the stabilization function of the abs. You can do that. For the obliques, you can do some Russian twists. They are called Russian twists, I think. And there's also something called bends. So in a Russian twist, basically what you're doing is you're lying on your back, then you're getting up a little bit, you're getting up a little bit, and then you're twisting your body in that getting up portion. So it trains your obliques a little bit, and it's very like it's endure. It's very you have to endure a lot. You have to you have to do a lot of that. Then there's bends. Bends are basically like you hold some weight in your hand and you do this. You do this. I don't think, and a lot of people tend to think that it does not actually train the obliques function very well because the obliques are like cross muscle. It goes like cross like that. So a twist actually trains it better than a bend. But some people, like a lot of people, feel it over there. So I guess it trains some portion of it at least. But that's that. So this has been about training the abs overall, and the abs do get trained also when you are doing other movements which involve the core heavily. So all lower body movements, pull-ups, shoulder press, cheated bicep curl. Because in a cheated bicep curl, you're basically like, oh! So your body has to be kept stable, and so abs and like spinal erectors take a lot of the brunt of it. So that's that. So abs overall get trained in a lot of stabilization exercises, a lot of core involved compound exercises. But if you want to train and isolate these, then I have talked about the exercises in the video. That's been about the abs, guys. Train them, don't train them, get a belly, get an abs, get a six pack, whatever you want to do. We'll meet in the next video. Till next time, comrade.